Hi, this is Gingersnap, and I am here in Bath with my friend Ted DeMille, and we're here today to talk to him about some exciting things going on in his world. You know, there's always something exciting going on, right? Yeah. So, what is Gingersnap? Gingersnap is a conversation and a cookie with a creative Mainer. And how creative is Ted? Ted is so creative that he's a teacher and a musician and a writer, too. Right?
Yeah. Do a little bit of art.
Yeah, okay, we'll throw in artists, too. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. So, and Ted is also on the board of the Maine Songwriters Association, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about something coming up with that. So, Ted, just tell everybody a little bit more about what you're up to.
Well, it's August. That means getting ready to go back to school at my wonderful school, the Center for Teaching and Learning.
Yay!
You might have heard about us in the news. We had our teacher, Nancy Atwell, win the Global Teacher of the Year Award, which endowed our school with enough money to keep going for about 10 more years and to continue to provide quality education for, regular people here in Maine. So we're really psyched
terrific.
about that. And been playing a lot of music. Originally in Maine, I was mostly identified with the bluegrass community, but have been doing a lot more singer-songwriter stuff and making some terrific connections through the MSA, meeting some wonderful people like Peter Alexander and Nancy Sfera and Ben Hunsberger and all the other guys, and been really able to try to help songwriters get heard and singers get out there and their stuff. And met you through that.
That's true.
School at Peter's house.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then summers I teach at the Bowdoin Summer Arts Program, teach collage classes to 7 to 9-year-olds, which is super, super fun.
Yeah.
So lots of stuff.
So tell us what's happening with the MSA new project.
Well, trying to pick up on the good work that you did at the Frontier. We're trying to extend the opportunity that you provided for songwriters and to do some, the Wednesday night thing is continuing, and where we made a few little adjustments, but we're going to have 3 songwriters hosted by a board member of the MSA playing every first Wednesday of the month. Terrific. And we're also having an emerging songwriter come and do a little opening set. So a person who's just kind of getting their feet wet in songwriting, but shows a lot of promise. Yeah. So we're going to try to do that. And actually, we invited you because of obvious reasons.
What's the date?
To come and play it September 2nd.
That's right. September 2nd, I will be there with Ted and Chris Moore.
Chris Moore, a wonderful, wonderful singer-songwriter. A lot of depth to his writing. A lot of influences. I first knew him again as a bluegrass player, but a lot of influences, outside influences, including Shaker and sacred music. Oh, cool! So Chris has introduced me to Shaker singing and to singing a cappella without harmony, which really means you have to pay attention to the melody. Right. Great ear training. And wonderful stuff. He runs stuff down at 317, which is another wonderful place that people should pay attention to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so for those of you who were at shows in the last 5 years, for 5 years I produced the Songwriters in the Round series at Frontier, and I loved it, and I met all kinds of people, and it was my way, coming back to Maine after being gone for so long, to reacquaint myself with the talent in Maine, and it was really fun. And then I was ready to do something else, and so luckily the Maine Songwriters Association wanted to do their version of it, and so that's what's happening. So I'm really excited to have that, something like it, continue on. So get yourselves out there and get back over to Frontier.
Ours is called Songwriters on Stage.
Right.
And but if you want any information about that, you can go to the Frontier, and they'll be posting stuff about who's playing and bios and stuff, and also we'll post it on Facebook and the regular.
Right. Yeah, and their website
social
is
media places.
Right. Their website is explorefrontier.com. Yeah. So, and you have a website, Ted?
I don't have a website. I have a Facebook page. Kind of low tech at this point. Because a lot of the music is just played here on the front porch, so if people just want to drive by, they can usually see me out there.
We're not going to disclose his address, but if you'd like to know, you can get in touch with me.
It's easy to find.
He doesn't need any stalkers anymore, right? You're done with that? That was...
after that last incident.
That was scary, Ted. Anywho, so what brought you to Maine?
I came to Maine to teach in the Cape Elizabeth public school system. met some people in graduate school when I was getting my master's in reading, teaching, and consulting, and met some wonderful people, and came to Maine and lived in Cape Elizabeth for 10 years, and then was invited to join the faculty of the Center for Teaching and Learning, and that was an offer I couldn't refuse.
Sure, absolutely. It's a wonderful school. In fact, you gave me a tour of that school.
Right.
That's a terrific place. So, speaking of words, Ted, do you know your first word? Or if you don't, can you imagine what it would be?
I'm not sure what my first word is, but I was super verbal from the very beginning, and always singing and always making up songs. And some of the family, the family myths maybe was maybe truck was my first.
Truck, yeah, that's a good.
And then some hilarious first consonant substitutions thereof
sure.
that people thought was really hilarious. So,
Good. Well, that brings me to my first word, which was cookie. So I brought some cookies to share with you. These are as big as they look. Huge. So on this side, we have the chocolate chip cookie, and on this side, we have the Gingersnap. And because this is my favorite cookie, and this, I found out, is Ted's favorite cookie. So we're going to have a little bit of this. These came from May's Cafe and Bakery right here in Bath. And I'm going to tell you, this is Kate's grandmother's recipe, Kate of May's Cafe. And
it's an entire meal.
So chewy, so good. I'll tell you that the first time I had...
It's the best food I've ever eaten.
The first time I had this particular Gingersnap from May's back in June, when I had the idea to do this little online interview show to help promote creative Mainers, I had this Gingersnap, and I was driving home, and I thought, what should this be called? And and I thought, oh, Gingersnap is what this whole little show should be called. Yeah. So it's this Gingersnap that started this Gingersnap. All right. So moving on. Ted, is there you can have more. I'm not taking it away.
Okay.
A friend said, "You're not going to eat the cookie during the show, are you?" And I said, "Of course I am." Yeah.
I'm just wondering, trying to make it better for the audience doesn't need to watch me eat.
Okay, well, I'll eat while you talk. So, Ted, is there a book, since you're a reader and a writer, I'm sure you love books, I love books, is there a book that you continue to recommend to people, or like in the last several years, is there one that stands out?
Oh, there's so many, but my books that I read, although I do read adult literature, the books that I read primarily are children's literature, and that has deeply and profoundly affected my writing, because the writing of a song and the writing of a children's book is very similar. It's a compact, compressed, beginning to end telling.
Right.
You can't waste a word.
Right.
So books that have influenced me tend to be books from Barbara Cooney, like Miss Rumphius and Island Boy, amazing book. My favorite book continues to be Go Dog Go by P.D. Eastman.
All right.
Which, anything you want to know about, prepositions, it's all in there. Yeah. Simple books, profound. Reading for adults, I've been reading a series of biographies. Just read a great biography on John Prine that was just released, and also
I'd like to read that too.
As a baseball fan, I was always been admirer of the old pitcher Walter Johnson. I just read a biography of him, and I like biographies. In the fiction realm, I'm a big fan of Dennis Lehane because he's from my neighborhood in Dorchester, Mass, and his characters, it's all about Dorchester, and he uses those as a setting for his story. So that's kind of reminiscent of
that's
my
great.
past. Yeah,
that's good stuff. So speaking of Go Dog Go and moving and vehicles, leads me to, did you have a car or a truck or a van or some kind of vehicle in your childhood that you loved and wish you could get back?
My childhood is a couple of cars. I came to driving really late. I didn't get my license until I was 28, so I didn't have any of that adolescent sort of car experience. But my dad had a blue Pontiac convertible.
Wow.
Which he had it like 3 days and took us to the drive-in, and I poured an entire frap down the back speaker. It never worked well again.
Oh, man.
But then the other car was my mother had this white Rambler that my Uncle Fred, the only other musician really in our family of note, had given us. And that was, those two cars remain, firm in my memory.
That's a good one.
Actually, there's a song I wrote about that that references both cars, about returning back to the North Shore of Massachusetts, where I grew up.
So. Oh, cool. So, songs. Is there a song that you go back to time and again that sort of brings you back to yourself? Well,
there's always a new song around the corner, and that's one of the things I love about leading a musical life and being a searcher and a seeker of music. There are a lot of songs that I return back to, and a lot of artists. I like songs that use that kind of the old prose, the way that people don't talk anymore. One of the best songs is that traditional song, "Pretty Fair Maiden," that Tim O'Brien recorded a version of on his Fiddler's Green record. Just beautiful. It's kind of like, it's one of those riddle songs where where something gets revealed, and the true and abiding love of two people gets brought out in a very beautiful way, gets exposed or gets revealed in a beautiful turn. So I tend to go for songs like that, and I like smart, thoughtful, surprising stuff, stuff that doesn't, that you can't figure out. Right. Greg Brown is a great one. I like a good, and Richard Thompson writes surprising music. And then, of course, there's the whole eternity of, Bob Dylan and Joni Mitchell and Jackson Brown. I keep coming back to their stuff. I got super obsessed with the song that Jackson Brown did on that, on his Running on Empty album that he didn't write. It was that Danny Korchmar tune, Shaky Town. And it's a truck driver song. I don't remember that. And I ended up writing the latest tune that I wrote called Time to Put That 9-Pound Hammer Down, about sort of under the influence of that song. That happens a lot. I write after being just completely listening to a song maybe 15, 20, 30 times.
Wow. Yeah.
My initial idea is, I'll cover this. And then it's like, about after the 50th, it's like, well, why don't I write something like this that would be original? And that still kind of makes me feel as though I'm performing it.
Right. So. Yeah. That's a great idea. That's a lot of good stuff. So, Ted DeMille, if a movie was made about your life, what genre would it be, and who would star as you?
Wayne Knight.
Who's Wayne Knight?
Played Newman on Seinfeld.
Oh! That guy's great. That's hilarious.
I think it would be, maybe a Western.
A Western with Wayne Knight?
Which would be just funny to see Newman up on a horse.
Yeah. Newman! I would see that. I'd go see that. Oh, that's so funny. All right. Well, thank you so much, Ted.
Thanks, Lisa. Yeah. This is great work. I'm happy to participate. And come to the SOS show, Songwriters on Stage, September 2nd.
SOS.
Where Lisa and Chris Moore and I will be playing. And we're going to try to do some stuff together, which is, it just seems like a wasted opportunity not to, to combine our talents and do something fun. So.
All right, so stay tuned for that, everybody.
All right, thanks.
Okay, thanks so much, and thanks for Mae's Cafe for the Gingersnap and the chocolate chip cookie, which we'll be finishing when we're done here. All right, this has been Gingersnap.